This Wednesday morning, I'm here till midday. Alison Ferns through the afternoon. Now, that breaking news, a business case to make the A27 into a dual carriageway between Lewes and Eastbourne is ready to be put to government ministers. That's according to the Lewes MP, Maria Caulfield, who joins me now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Maria, what is the business case then? What does it say?
Well, basically, we have run the figures since they were done a few years ago, and it shows there's a really good economic case for dualling the A27, either the existing road or putting an offline dual carriageway, which would create the current road and make it into a local access road for residents only. So the economic case shows that if that were to happen, it would really boost businesses in the area and enable the local economy to grow, because we've got very little transport infrastructure in East Sussex, so this would be a key piece of infrastructure for us.
Describe what the current problem is with that stretch of the A27 between Lewes and Polegate.
Yeah, I mean, initially the proposals were from the Beddingham roundabout to Polegate, but we're looking at doing it from Southwark, because we've all been stuck in that bottleneck where two lanes go down into one. It's not just about the economic case, it's about a dangerous and congested road. And, you know, even in the last couple of weeks, we've seen a number of accidents there. And when the A27 clogs up, the whole area clogs up. You know, people drop down onto the coast road, Alfriston blocks up, the A22 blocks up. So, you know, you can't underestimate the impact that making that a dual carriageway would have on the safety for all road users, as well as the economic benefits.
Right, so the business case is there. What happens next? It gets handed into government ministers. What happens?
Yeah, I mean, we're very lucky at this end of the A27, because at the other end around Chichester and Worthing, there's been a huge kind of fallout and disagreements about what should happen next. We're quite united. You know, I'm the chairman of the A27 Reference Group, where we have all the councillors together, we have businesses, we have all of the MPs cross-party united behind our bid. And government ministers have said to us that's key. What they don't want to do is allocate funding and then 5, 6, 7 years later, nothing's happened. So we've not just got our business case together, we've also got a collaboration between all vested parties, and we're united behind the bid. So we'll hand it in under what's called RIS2 funding, so that's road infrastructure funding, which is the second round of bids. And we are then going to, as a group of MPs, going to go and see the Minister to show him how united we are behind this bid and why it's so important across East Sussex.
I'm sure people who use that stretch of road every day, or who are perhaps frustrated by the train service between Brighton and Eastbourne, would be happy with the improvements of the road, but there will be objections, I'm sure, on environmental grounds. So those people surely who make those objections aren't on board with you.
Well, yeah, there will be some environmental concerns, and, you know, I'm absolutely committed that when we look at the route options, we absolutely choose the route that does the least environmental damage to the area. But having a busy, congested road is not helping the environment either. And we have people who would gladly cycle along the A27. We've got mums who maybe live in Glynde who drive to Firle School because it's too dangerous to physically cross it as an individual. We've got people who want to come to the area and use bikes, horses, and the current road is just too dangerous for them, so they drive instead. So, you know, if we create the current road to make it a local access road, a safe road for all road users, end the constant congestion on that road, actually, there is a case that will actually improve the environmental aspects and take some of the congestion off the coast road. You know, Newhaven is one of the most congested parts of East Sussex. It has the worst air pollution levels in East Sussex, and if the A27 was a better, more viable road, that would take significant pressure off the town of Newhaven as well. So it would have environmental benefits that are far wider than just the A27.
But if you look at the protest against the Bexhill to Hastings link road when that was trying to be built, would you expect the same for this piece of dual carriageway as well?
I mean, obviously there will be some objections. If we are successful in getting the funding, which we've got the best chance in a generation of getting that funding this time, then my commitment as chairman of the A27 Reference Group is to meet with those who have environmental concerns and work with them and make sure that we try and address those as much as possible. But the current road is not safe. We all know that. For villages along that A27, it's not safe for road users, and it's holding back the county. You know, we desperately need more road and rail infrastructure, and so I'm also committed to improving the rail infrastructure because it's not an either or. We need to be improving the transport offer for all users across the piece in East Sussex.
Right, so this is a bid for £450 million of government investment aimed at sort of 2020. When do you think building, say it all goes to plan and reasonably smoothly, Maria, when might we start building this?
I mean, the projections from Highways England that we've met with, work could start quite easily in around end of 2019, 2020, because, if you look at the Polegate junction, when it was designed to add on a dual carriageway to it. If you look at Sutherland, for example, the land there is ready and waiting for a dual carriageway to be added to it. So it can be started fairly quickly. And I know 2020 seems a long way away, but in road building terms, that's actually quite swift. So, as soon as possible. But there are, one, we've got to get the funding. Two, there will be an inquiry into it and some, investigations that need to be done. And we have to discuss the route options with residents along that stretch. So there's a number of hurdles, but relatively quickly in terms of a long-term plan. And I think residents just want to know it's going to happen. They've been waiting for this for decades. And, certainly I've had very positive responses on the doorstep to this.
OK. There have been many false dawns with the A27, be it Arundel, be it Worthing, be it this stretch we're talking about. What do you what's your feeling on this one? Do you think this is the best chance ever for doing this?
Yeah, and I think the difference with our end of the A27 and what's happened with our end of the A27 in the past is there's never been a collective support for it. So either politicians have fallen out over it, or they've objected to it, or people wanted different routes. This is the first time that not only is the money available, but actually we're all behind the concept of dualling the A27. But, there may be some disagreements about whether it's the existing road, or I think the preference is to have an offline dual carriageway and make the existing road a local road for residents. We've never had such a joined-up approach. And, if we don't make it happen now, it will be another couple of decades before we revisit this.
What? Just finally, give me a guess then at when we might be able to drive down it.
I would hope, 2025, I think. I mean, it will take a few years to build, so it won't be a quick process. If we do it as an offline option, it will be much quicker, and the disruption will be much less to drivers and to road users. If we have to dual the existing roads, that will take a little bit longer, and there will be more delays as it's being built. So that's why it's important to look at the routes. But if we got the money and everyone was signed up and we could get on with it, 2025 we could be looking at an A27 that's dual.
Maria Caulfield, thank you very much indeed. OK, very interesting. That's the Lewes MP, Maria Caulfield, saying the business case to make the A27 to a dual carriageway between Lewes and Eastbourne is ready to be put to government ministers.